Chapter 1. The Tower.
"I think I see it,"
shouted Benny Alden, pointing out the car window.
"I do too,"
called his sister Violet, who was sitting beside him.
"Yes, that's it,"
said their grandfather, James Alden. He steered the car up a hill.
"That's the famous clock tower."
Benny was only 6 years old, and Violet was 10, but they were on their way to college. Their grandfather was taking them to visit Goldwin University, where he had studied 40 years before. He was back for his week-long class reunion and had brought his 4 grandchildren with him. 12-year-old Jessie and 14-year-old Henry looked out the car window too. A tall clock tower loomed over their car and over the whole campus of Goldwin University. James Alden was the children's grandfather, but he had been more like a father to them ever since their parents had died. At first, the children had been afraid to go live with him because they thought he would be mean. So they ran away and lived in an old boxcar in the woods. But when they discovered what a kind man their grandfather was, they came to live with him in his big house in Greenfield. And he even brought the boxcar and put it in their backyard so they could use it as a playhouse. The family had been driving for nearly 5 hours. Everyone was happy when they finally arrived.
"It's even more beautiful here than in the pictures you showed us,"
said Jessie, looking at the beautiful stone buildings covered with ivy. Grandfather pulled into a parking lot. Directly in front of them was the tall, narrow clock tower, 10 stories high.
"Can we go up there?"
asked Henry.
"Sure,"
said Grandfather as they all got out.
"It will feel good to stretch our legs. From the top, you can see the whole campus. I can point out the building where I had my classes, the dining hall where I ate my meals, and the dormitory where I lived. That's where we'll be staying this week."
"How do we get up there?"
Benny wanted to know.
"We take the stairs," said Grandfather.
"Stairs?"
repeated Benny, craning his neck to look at the top of the tower again.
"There's no elevator?"
"No, just stairs," said Grandfather, grinning. "Lots of them." 161 to be exact,
said a voice behind them. The Aldens turned to see a man standing there. He was about Grandfather's age, with thick white hair and a long white beard. He was neatly dressed in a dark suit with a red and white vest and matching bow tie. The school colors were red and white, and Jessie noticed his tie was decorated with tiny bears, the Goldwin mascot. The man wore shiny tasseled loafers.
"I'm Ezra Stewart,"
the man said, putting out his hand for Grandfather to shake.
"You must be an old Goldwin student, back for the reunion."
"Yes, I am, and these are my grandchildren." Grandfather introduced each of them.
"Mr. Stewart, how do you know how many stairs there are inside the clock tower?" asked Jessie.
"Because I go up and down those stairs at least twice a day," Ezra said. "I'm the carillon player."
"The what?"
Benny asked. Ezra smiled.
"I play the carillon, the bells in the tower. My assistant and I give 3 concerts a day, morning, noon, and evening. I take care of the bells and the clock as well."
"I used to love to wake up to the carillon music when I was a student here," Grandfather recalled.
"Come on up, I'll show you," Ezra said. "But you have to promise me one thing."
"All right," Henry agreed. "What is it?"
"You must call me Ezra," he said.
"Okay, Ezra," said Benny. "But do we really have to walk up 100 and... how many stairs was it?"
161, said Ezra. "And you don't have to walk. You can run. I'll race you,"
he called over his shoulder as he set off toward a door in the bottom of the tower. Benny grinned as he took off after Ezra. The door was made of thick, solid wood. The tower looked as if it had been built long ago. Inside was a narrow, winding stairway. The stairs went around and around in a tight spiral. It was dark because there were only a few lights, and only a few narrow windows cut into the thick stone walls.